now we'll continue to do the setup for the creation of our use action. And if you recall from the video, if you recall from the first video, the setup that we're doing is you're going to use the hammer on the taxi to break the light bulb out of the taxi so you can give it to Globby. So what we're going to do in this video is set up the taxi item, and we're going to use this taxi here at the gas station as our taxi item. And the first thing I'll do is there is a collider that is right on top of the gas station, which is this collider 37. I'm just going to disable it. Otherwise our raycast is going to hit that collider and not the taxi. So simply disable this collider 37 game object. And now I can click on the taxi, and first of all, I'm going to rename the game object to taxi just to find it easier. And I'm going to add a box collider to it, which is already properly sized. And I'm going to add the item controller script to it. Okay, now we're going to create our taxi item. So I'm going to name it taxi. The ID is 2. Item name taxi. I cannot pick it up. Look at text. A taxi. But I don't really need a taxi right now. Okay. I cannot pick it up. There are no required items. Let's create the target nav point. Let's go back to our taxi. I thought I had renamed it. Looks like I didn't. Okay, let's rename it to taxi. And set the tag to item, which I thought I had done as well, but looks like I didn't. Let's create the now I don't want to filter it anymore, so I can see the target nav point. There you go. Oh, I had created the target nav point already. Okay, so target nav point's here. So back to our scriptable object, and the target. Oh, sorry, the target nav point we set up when we run the game and item controller sets it up. And there's no inventory sprite because it's not pickable. So let's see how it looks now. So walk is working. Look at hammer, and we are unable to look at the taxi. Did I do that while the game was running and it didn't save the change on the collider? Collider 37. The collider 37 is disabled. So why am I not? Ah, there's an error. Let's see what the error is. Item controller object references. What's that? Line 12. Target nav point. And 554. Oh, of course, we have not set the item controller variable on the taxi. So let's get back to our taxi. And we haven't set the scriptable object here. So there you go. Press play. Now it should work, right? Look at hammer. Look at taxi. So it's hammer time. Should I pick it up? And now let's look at our taxi, and that should work. A taxi, but I don't really need a taxi right now. Fantastic. Now this is working. And now let's clear this up, and let's set up the light bulb object. And I'll start by going to my browser and look for light. And we have a light bulb around here, this one. I'm going to click on it, import it in my project. There's the light bulb. So let's rename it to light bulb. Set it as an item, and I'm going to move it closer to the taxi. I'm going to put it, I don't know, maybe around here and on the floor like this. Add a circle collider to it, not 2D. Let's remove this here. Actually, a sphere collider. Great. Set the radius and the position, and I'm going to add the target nav point. Add the red dot so you can see it, and let's place it here like this. And then we'll create another scriptable object called Lightbulb. The ID is number 3, text is number 2, hammer is number 1, Lightbulb number 3, item Lightbulb. I can pick it up. My look at text. Who had the brilliant, idea to leave this laying around? Pick up text. Hey, this light bulb gives me an idea. That's because the globby dialog says, hey, you want to make a world with me, just come back with an idea. So the light bulb represents the idea. Target nav point we're going to set, and I have a light bulb sprite here, which I'm going to bring to my light bulb, to my sprites folder. So I have here light bulb inventory. Need to set it as sprite. Apply. Okay, and back to my script of objects, light bulb and the light bulb sprite. Cool. So should this be enough for the light bulb as well? Let's see if I did everything. Look at hammer, look at taxi, and of course, as usual, I forgot to add the item controller and to add the light bulb scriptable object item. Let's see now. Still no error. So should look at hammer, look at light bulb, look at taxi. Let's try looking at the light bulb. And had a brilliant utility line. Can I pick it up? I can pick it up. Hey, this light bulb gives me an idea. Fantastic. What if we pick up the hammer now? Let's see if our inventory is working. Look at that. Cool. Now I want to buy something. Okay, great. But our light bulb starts disabled because, again, we're going to hit the taxi with the hammer. We're going to use the hammer in the taxi in order to show up the light bulb. And I believe now we are almost ready to do the use action. I think the last thing we need is to be able to interact with the buttons in the inventory, which we're going to do in the next video.